Former best friend 37M who I 36M friend dumped in my 20s over abuse, lost his memory and now is harassing me online. About 15 years ago I had a friend who I had been really close with for several years, so we were both about 19-20M, and I had a girlfriend, 19F. I slowly over time started to realize I was uncomfortable with some things he would do. More than anything, he was an opportunist who would try to turn things sexual with my girlfriend and I while drinking. This happened twice. The first time I chalked it up to messed up college kids fooling around. Just some making out. The second time was about 2 years later, and after we'd been drinking he got out C-cane and put on PR and then started getting handsy. Some physical stuff happened between all of us. It started out similar to the first time, no intercourse, but he definitely crossed some lines. My girlfriend and I had a big cry session after but worked it out. I talked to him about it and he agreed we shouldn't do it again and asked me not to tell anyone, which felt like a huge red flag. I can see now that we were being manipulated and potentially abused, but I had some internalized guilt I think and didn't want to admit we were potential victims, so I trusted that it was all a misunderstanding, but we kind of naturally let the friendship dissolve. A few years later he turned up at a Halloween party. A former mutual friend who didn't know about the history had brought him. We all made up, put the past behind us, and got on with life. Felt like things were better and we started hanging out again. He joined my band. Things were normal for about a year, when my girlfriend, same GF, now 23F, came to tell me that he had come onto her and tried to get her to get in bed with him. He had cornered her and told her, "I would do anything to get to you." She was visibly shaken and said she was afraid of him. Apparently this had happened a few times, but she was afraid of ending my friendship with him. I asked for full details of what happened and I'm confident that it was not a cheating scenario. I called him to tell him we were done being friends and picked up my music gear from his house when he wasn't there. He has tried to search me down on every social media platform and I continue to block him. His story is always this: "I don't know what happened. We used to be such good friends," even though I have told him. Girlfriend, now wife, is so terrified of him that she has sought therapy. We both consider him to be an abuser. About a year ago I got word that he had been in a motorcycle accident and it wasn't looking good. Fast forward to this week, and I get a message from him on my new band's social media account that he has lost his memory and remembers us being friends but doesn't remember what happened between us, and misses me. I ignored the message, couldn't respond anyway because I have him blocked by my personal, but he can somehow still access the band page. Today he followed up with a somewhat angry response that I had not answered him yet. I would have to unblock him to answer, but I'm not sure if I should even engage or say anything. Do I owe his new memory, which I have major doubts about, another explanation? We stopped being friends because you couldn't stop making passes at my wife. Goodbye. Or should I not engage at all? Need advice. Story 2. Partner 26 cheated on me 23. Partner 26 cheated on me 23. So my partner came clean and told me that they cheated on me with their roommate. More specifically, he performed OL on her. A few weeks go by and, obviously, the relationship is pretty rocky. She asks me to be in an open relationship. I say sure, but if you want to keep me, there are rules. One of them being don't duck your roommate. She asks why and I say because you already did poop with him and because he is a contributing factor to why we are so rocky. I do not think he should be included, as it would be like you are both being rewarded for ducking me over. She agrees. Things are fine, but then she comes clean and says, "I'm sorry, but it happened. I ducked the roommate." Anyway, at that point I'm like, obviously you were ducking him from at least the point where you first told me about him giving you OL, and you were probably ducking him before even asking me to be open, and then afterwards for sure too. Right? Isn't that what happened? Her answer was actually no. It happened once with OL and once when we were open. Obviously that's bullpoop, right? Obviously she was doing it more than she said she did, and now she's trying to say it's only twice to minimize her actions. Someone back me up. She's lying to my face, right? Story 3. My 35 meters girlfriend 36F emotionally cheated and I'm having a hard time getting over it. Me and my so have been together for 9 years. We have 2 kids together. We got pregnant with our first 3 months into the relationship, so it's been a huge learning curve to say the least. We've had our ups and downs, but this summer everything came to a head. This summer she began to chat with randoms over Reddit and eventually began trading nudes and videos with said people, all the while still with me. She said she convinced herself we were done and that's why she did it. But I originally caught it about a month ago. When I did, I asked her to stop. She said she would but never did. I began to be investigative and discovered she didn't stop talking to these people and was still exchanging nudes and masturbatory videos with the S-Time toys and outfits I bought and paid for on a phone I also pay for. We began this up and down, will they won't they cycle for over the past month. During that time we decided to give the relationship a last chance due to changes I had made in my life and having already spent 9 years together, but she continued this torrid affair the whole time. Even going to the point of blocking me on Snap. She claims to have cut it off but has saved pics from these random estimators. Now she has claimed to cut it off, but she's done that at least 10 times over the past month. I understand what caused her to originally start talking to these people, but the fact that she refused to stop after I caught her several times. I even told her if that's her kink then we can do it together, but that wasn't good enough. Even up until this Friday she still had saved photos on her phone. She has claimed that she wants it to work with me, but I have no trust for her at the moment, and due to the lying and her trying to continue these relationships behind my back. I'm extremely insecure with her. I want it to work and I want to get over it. For God's sake, we've been together for 9 years without any other infidelity and honestly breaking up over cheating, especially with a claim of nothing physical. Emo isn't a deal breaker. My issues are with the hiding and sneaking to keep it with these certain people is what drives me insane and has me acting like a crazy psycho boyfriend. Any advice? Story 4, 24 meters cheated in previous relationship. Am I now a huge red flag in dating? I'm a 24-year-old guy and got out of my first and only relationship a little over a year ago. It was an incredibly toxic and unhealthy relationship that I shouldn't have stayed in, but I had major self-esteem issues and my desperation to not be alone was too strong. At the time we only saw each other at weekends. One day when we were apart I made a stupid mistake and let's say inappropriately messaged with 2 random girls I met through Reddit. I stopped it real quick once I realized what I was doing and felt absolutely horrible. Next time I saw my girlfriend I came clean, made no excuses for it and apologized profusely. She forgave me and we moved on, and we later broke up for different reasons. Although I never slept with anyone else or planned to meet up, it was still an act of infidelity that is inexcusable and I feel terrible about it to this day. My question is, do I have a moral obligation to tell this to any new girl I start dating? And how likely is it that this will send them running for the hills? Redditor's reactions. Story 5 after. Redditor 1. I disagree with others here that you should not talk about it with future partners. I would not bring it up on a first date, but I would open up about it with someone as trust is being built. They could leave you for it. But personally I am very strict about cheating, and even I would probably give you a chance. I have dated people who have actually full-on cheated in the past, and I look for how they talk about it. If they make excuses, or blame it on their partner, that is a no, but if they show remorse and seem to understand why they did it and it was a while ago and a single instance, I give them the benefit of the doubt unless there are other data points that cause concern or show a pattern. For example, they lie a lot about little things. I tend to think emotional intimacy is built off of sharing things like this. If you marry someone and never ever share this with them, you won't be as close as you could have been. Redditor follow-up. All of these dudes giving up a pass would be losing their minds if their girlfriend was sending nudes to other men. Pure hypocrisy. Don't listen to them unless you plan on dating people like them. If you want to date people who are faithful, be honest about your past mistakes and explain how you've grown from that and that you understand that it's a betrayal of trust. Or listen to the dudes here and end up being a walking red flag. Up to you. Redditor 2. Yes, you were a huge red flag. You didn't feel fulfilled in that moment and you made a terrible choice. Right now, dating would be best. Find out what you like and don't like. Go on several dates with no intention of commitment and be clear on that. When you're ready for something serious, you'll know. You'll feel like there's nothing out there and you won't waste anyone's time. Answer. This happened over a year ago and I'm in a completely different place now. I learned from my mistake the second it happened and have regretted it ever since. But I don't see the purpose in dating if it's not with the goal of finding a lasting relationship. However, I'm wondering if there's any point in me even trying if any girl is just gonna leave when I eventually tell them what happened. Redditor 3. I think what is important is that you look in the mirror, identify your faults and correct them moving forward. You should be honest with your girlfriend about things that happen in your relationship with her. Why on earth would you try to work through issues you had with a prior girlfriend with your current girlfriend? I don't think you'd get dumped for chatting on Reddit. I think you'd get dumped because your GF thought you were fixated on your ex. Story 5. Saw a picture on social media of my long-distance girlfriend holding another guy's arm. I feel uncomfortable. What do I do? I'm in a long-distance relationship with this girl, both in our late 20s, and we're pretty serious. We've been talking about getting engaged soon. Recently, she went to this informal work event and posted a couple pics to her story and nothing was out of the ordinary. We talked like normal. Later, I also looked at her friend's story and on there I saw a pic of my girlfriend. Her friend, she was the one taking the pic as a selfie, and this other guy, her coworker. In the pic, my girlfriend was holding onto the guy's arm with the biggest grin, with herself a little bit behind the guy and pressed up to him, her chin close to the guy's shoulder and her left arm across her body and holding the guy's arm. I couldn't see where the other hand was. I just immediately felt uncomfortable when I saw this. I trust her not to cheat, and I really don't think she is. But I'm also not super comfortable with her linking arms with other guys. I've been cheated on before, so I guess I have some trust issues and this triggered some sour feelings in me. A part of me thinks it's not even that big of a deal, but another part of me is just straight up uncomfortable. I'm not sure how I should bring this up to her, or if I should even bring it up at all because I might come off too controlling or something. Redditor's reaction story 6 after. Redditor 1, don't create narratives in your head that aren't real. I used to do that all the time because of anxiety and it cost me some friendships. If you have a question about the picture, just ask who the guy is without being accusatory. Most likely they were just squeezing together to fit in the picture. Redditor 2, hey, who is that guy and why were you acting posing like that? After being in multiple LDR, I learned that whenever I get insecure about something, the simplest way is to just ask directly because the uncomfortable feeling won't just go away by itself. As people say, no, she's not your therapist. But she is your girlfriend and you should be able to ask her about things like these. Redditor follow up, totally agree. I'm in a LDR and months back I felt myself have a doom spiral moment where I was catastrophizing something that also had a reasonable and more likely explanation possible. I did the scary thing in the moment and just asked about it and got a super upfront answer that was rational brain scenario and we moved on so quickly from it. Younger me, who had not worked through their poop and may have had a different partner, would have made a whole dramatic mess of it. Redditor 3, don't make your insecurities her problem to manage. Sounds like a normal picture. Op answer, we're planning on getting married. I would think my insecurities are as much her problem as hers or mine. Story 6, my wife 32F cheated and now she is grieving her relationship with AP. I 30 meters have been married to her 32F for 3 years now and she cheated on me with a coworker for 3 months, both EA and PA. Apparently he was going through some issues and he confided in her and then they first crossed into EA and eventually into PA. To give my wife credit, she was the one who confessed. I was noticing she was being distant, but I thought she was just stressed from her job. I was shocked, but we talked a lot and she was very apologetic and we decided to try and see if our marriage can be salvaged. We also started MC as part of that, and this is where my issue comes up. My wife said that she still misses the company and friendship of her AP and she can't just turn her feelings off. She has no contact with him and assured me that at no point she will reach out to him. Our therapist agreed with her, and said that even though the cheating should never have happened, it's a fact that real feelings were involved and it will take some time for her to get over it. I feel like a complete chump, guys. Here I am watching my wife grieving a breakup with the guy she cheated on me with. I can't even begin to describe how am I feeling. She has been very apologetic, has been open with her feelings and has given me access to her phone and social media accounts. So I am not really sure on how to proceed here. Anyone been in this situation before? I would love some advice here. Thank you. Redditor's reactions. Redditor 1, she can be as open and honest as she wants about her feelings, but you don't need to stand by and accept less than you deserve, and what she's giving you is less than you deserve. Redditor follow up, her feelings, bro. It is not just about her feelings, it is about yours, your self-worth and self-respect. You may be able to forgive her, but you may have to start from scratch, because she is now a changed woman, with different baggage as a groom you did not sign up for. Did she resign from her job or has he left? Redditor 2, Op, I wrote a much angrier response and deleted it, but here's my take. In short, her grief is not your problem. Fine, she can't turn off her feelings, though she apparently turned off her feelings for you long enough to duck the other guy, but that is something she needs to deal with herself. That's part of her job of fixing the relationship that she shattered. You owe her nothing. She is making this a problem that you need to work on, rather than something that she needs to fix. If she can't commit to you and to your relationship, then frankly she isn't trying that hard. To me, it sounds more like she realized that there was no chance of a long-term relationship with the AP, so it was better to end things now. And here you are, the safe, stable, fallback. I highly recommend getting an individual therapist in addition to your marriage counseling. Because it doesn't sound like you have anyone on your team right now. I don't know your relationship, and I have no idea what I would do in your place. But I think that fixing this relationship, which was already unlikely long-term physical and emotional affair, is a brutal thing to come back from, is going to be pretty much impossible if she cares so little for your emotional pain that she's dumping this on you. Do you really see yourself forgiving her, truly? Can you see developing a loving, trusting relationship with her again? Don't think like what a good guy would do or what an empathetic guy would do. Can you see it getting better for you? That's the question that matters here. If you can, I wish you sincere luck. If you can't, then don't try to rearrange the deck chairs on the Titanic. Sometimes relationships end. And it's painful. But don't stay unless you're sure that you can truly move past it. Because you will never forget. Redditor follow-up. This was what I was going to say, pretty much. My partner never cheated, but during a rough patch he started to get feelings for someone else. It was stopped before it went too far, but he never rubbed any of it in my face. We just worked on communication and giving each other what we need. I'm not assigning blame here. With the two of us he felt like I wasn't there for him and ended up starting to get too close to a friend. And I honestly wasn't there for him, but once he told me what he was needing it helped both of us feel better. If she needs to grieve losing someone, that's fine, but it's nothing Op should have to deal with. So Op, you have 3 choices here. Continue to let your resentment build up, tell her you don't want to hear about the ex anymore if she wants to try making it work, and if she doesn't stop then leave. Even if it's just going to a hotel overnight, or just leave. Redditor 3, this is one of the reasons that people bounce when their person cheats. She didn't give a poop about your feelings when she did what she did. It's unacceptable that she's mourning her loss in your face. She still goff. Duck that man. Where are your needs being addressed? She ain't trying to make amends. Redditor follow up. This is the best comment. She doesn't deserve his love or companionship either. Redditor 4, she had an emotional affair and physical affair, and now is upset that she can't indulge in that anymore. Yeah, I would feel like a chump too. I get you want to salvage the marriage because you think that at some point, things may go back to normal. They won't. She betrayed you, and maybe you can move past it, but you'll never forget. Divorce her, work on bettering yourself, then find a better woman who you can share your life with. Alternatively, you can stay in this marriage and live out your days checking her phone and social media like some kind of prison warden. Sounds fun.